right, time to get this 8 o'clock hour going. Brought to you by Cornelius Custom Services, 617 Supply Street, 519-5841, the number. All right, on Wednesday, anytime you hear the Tijuana Taxi, that means it's time to talk to Joe, the Bryan Insurance guy. And I guess talking about, we got the taxi going there. Start thinking about cars. And
I feel so privileged that I have my own intro music.
You do?
Wow. I feel like an NBA player.
Yeah, you're just like...
wonderful.
Yeah, you got your own music like those wrestler dudes.
Wrestler dudes.
Yeah, wrestler dudes. But we've got to think about the car insurance, because you got kids who are going to be turning 16 looking to get their driver's license. You've got people constantly looking for the best rate. And every car insurance company in the world says they have the best rate.
Boy, I tell you, and every car dealership tells you they'll give you the best deal. So a lot of it is marketing, I will tell you. We get asked the question all the time, how come my rate is different here versus there versus this company versus that company? And I'll tell you that car insurance companies rate you on a multiple different types of things. The major ones are claims history. Have you hit a pole? Have you hit a tree? Have you hit another car? Accidents, things like that. They also rate it on tickets. Tickets seem to be another big one as well. Where you live, so zip code wise. If you have youthful drivers in the household, or if you're for males, it's under 25. For females, I think it's under 21. Do you have 2 cars in the household? Do you have with 2 people? Do you have 3 cars and 1 person? And then your credit score, how old you are, all that stuff. So I don't know how many car insurance companies there are out there. Let's just call it 50 for sake of argument here. All 50 of those companies rate all those different factors differently. So you may have company A that says, you know what, I'm not too concerned with tickets or accidents, but I'm really concerned with how many drivers there are in the household to how many cars, and I want to know how old the person is that's driving the vehicles. The other company may say, yeah, I don't really care about any of that. I'm more concerned with, have you had any tickets? And so you take all those different companies, and that's why it really pays to get the best value out there, to go find a company that can rate multiple different carriers. There's a lot to be said out there to say, well, I can go talk to this guy, and this guy is going to take care of it for me. He's going to look at my rates, make sure that I'm getting the best deal. You can switch auto insurance companies. You can switch them every month, although I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of a paperwork nightmare for you, but you could switch it every month if you want, because rates go up and they go down. And I explain to people all the time, rates are like waves in the ocean. Mm-hmm. You catch one on a high while the other one's on a low. You want to make sure you're dealing with a company that's looking out for your best interest, not so much looking out to, pad the company line type of thing or anything else like that. So, multiple different companies rate multiple different ways. That's why it's a good idea to shop and compare and make sure you're getting the best deal for your money. Because, hey, money's tight these days.
Oh, man.
And, people want to make sure that every dollar that they earn is getting put to the best use possible.
Do people ever come in or call you and go, hey, I saw this commercial on television, or I heard it on the radio, or I read this thing online that said they have the best deals no matter what?
Right.
That ever happen?
They're all those companies and all the commercials that you hear on the air, that's one big fishing expedition. Basically, all they're doing is they're throwing out a line and hoping to hook somebody. Now, it's not hooking in a bad way. They're not being dishonest or anything else like that. It's just a matter of, you and I, for example, if we were the same age, and if we
Is that a shot?
It's a little bit.
Okay.
If we were the same age and we lived right next to each other and we drove the exact same car, you would find that even our rates would be different because there's history. So you can't just come out and say that hands down company ABC has the lowest interest car insurance rates. Just there's no way to know that. It's like saying this sports team is the best team ever. It's all open to interpretation. It's one of those things that you just can't say hands down that this is the way to do it.
Now, if you just represent one company, you've got one shot. But
Right.
Since you guys are an independent agent who represent a multiple companies,
Right.
you can go and shop the best rate.
You know, that's the beauty of it as well. We have markets for a lot of different things. We've got a market, for example, that is really, really interested, and folks that are maybe 35 and older, maybe have a high value home, 2 cars, 2 drivers, no accidents, no tickets, and they're going to rate accordingly. They've got some of the best rates out there. But yet we've also got a company out there that says, you know what, we want those folks that maybe have a few tickets on their record and maybe have an accident or two and have a 16-year-old boy that just got his license, and we bought him a 2014 Camaro or something of that nature. So when you represent multiple different companies, what you're really doing is you're representing your client to those companies, and when you have a multiple different options out there, you're going to get the best deal. If you've just got 1 or 2, you're kind of saddled to that horse. You're kind of married to that company, and you come in, you say, hey, give me the rate, and you got a one shot or maybe 2 shots because you have one market and then you have a substandard market type of thing. You got 1 or 2 shots, and that's it. I think we represent, last count, I think we represent anywhere from 6 to 8, maybe 6 to 9 different companies. And so we're going to make sure you're getting the best deal out there.
So go by and talk to them and make sure that you get the best rate, best deal that you can get. Now, Joe, if folks want to get a hold of you or any of the fine folks at Bryan Insurance, how do they do it?
Yeah, it's real easy. 549-2525. You can talk to Ann, Lynette, myself. You can come on up to the 2nd floor of the First National Bank building until they change the name. We're doing a little bit of remodeling, so come on in and check that out, doing some paint, doing some tile work, moving things around a little bit. So 2nd floor of the First National Bank building, 549-2525. We actually got a little bit of a treat here coming up in a couple of weeks. We talk a lot about home and auto and life insurance and health insurance, but there's a whole other side to insurance, and it's the commercial aspect of it. And so here over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to get some folks in. We've got a really good commercial rep, Ty Gerner, who knows the ins and outs of all that stuff. So we're going to get him in here. He's going to talk a little bit of commercial insurance, things like commercial auto, general liability, things of that nature. And so kind of keep that in mind, be listening for it, and we'll bring it to you.
That'll be coming your way right here on your Lake Country Leader. All right, stick around. We got more coming up here on your Cornelius Custom Services 8 o'clock report. There's Joe, the Bryan Insurance guy.